Today I'm going to take you through a song that I love called How Long Do I Have to Wait for You by Sharon Jones and the Dap-Kings. This song has an excellent guitar part. It's very fun to play, and the song is based on a simple chord progression. So it's a good song to learn about how to play over chord progressions and to learn a fun melodic guitar part that uses really interesting patterns. There's a guitar solo in this song that is also really nice and melodic and uses some double stop patterns and pentatonic patterns that I spoke of recently in a lesson that'll link in the description. I'm going to go part by part through the song, showing how I would play every different part. I'm not going to do it exactly verbatim according to the record. I'll be quite close, but there's certain parts where there's a guitar part that I didn't exactly hear in the mix or cover. So what I'm doing is I'm making a part out of the parts that I can hear and demonstrating a way that I would play this song if I was going to play it live. Feel free to play it differently. Feel free to fast forward to different parts. If you just want to learn the main riff, you can go to the chorus. If you want to learn the solo, just go to that, or you can learn the song all the way through. But I'm going to be dividing it into parts so that it's digestible and you can come back to the video and rewind the parts if you need to get it up to speed to play along with the track. The tuning of the song is halfway in between the key of E and the key of E flat. So what I did was I just tuned as well as I could to the recording, and then I also checked it with a tuner, and it was right in between the two notes. So you can do with it what you want. If you want it to sound better, you should probably try to tune to the recording rather than playing in standard 440 tuning. That's going to sound a little bit sharp, and so your choice. Like I said, this is going to be divided up into sections by section of the song, and at the beginning of each section I'll play out the clip of me playing that specific section with the recording, and then I'll explain it in more detail and show you how I would practice the section. It's going to take a little longer for the solo because just by the nature of it, there's more information there. So before I dive in, there's one thing I want to note. The introduction of this song is 2 measures long. So it's 8 beats, but the drummer does a permutation, that some kind of polyrhythm that in the second measure, so it can be a little confusing to come in at the right moment. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can just listen to the introduction a number of times and hear how, listen for when everybody comes in. You'd be in on the 1 there, or you can count out those 2 measures, but it does get a little funky in the second measure when the drummer turns it around. It's hard to keep that count, but either way, we'll start with that introduction. So the introduction starts on an F sharp minor 7 chord, and this is just a standard voicing I'm playing with the root note 5th, flat 7, and the flat 3, and I'm barring up to the 1st string here. The way I'm playing this is I'm doing a down strum, and then it's subtle, but I am moving my hand down again to make an up strum, because my hand will be moving down on the 8th notes. 1 and 2, and moving up on the 16th note. So I'm down, up, and then I'm moving on to a descending line on a C sharp or an E major pentatonic pattern. I'm moving down from E down to B on the 4th string, 9th fret, and then I'm moving up to E on the 9th fret of the 3rd string. So I'm strumming. One more time. Pause the video and run that a few times if you need to. Next, we're going to go on to an E major chord. just playing with one finger in E major triad. That is in second inversion. And I'm doing the same strumming pattern, down, up, and then I'm going to play with my second and third fingers here. 10th fret on the second string, 11th fret on the third string. I'm going to slide those up a whole step and back down to the chord. So this part, there's a different permutation of that same riff that happens during the chorus and verses, but this is the intro way to do it. So. So both parts together is like this. After that, it repeats the same beginning. And then here is a lick that is part one of, I think of it as the first part, or first ending, you could think of it as. So we do the riff from the F sharp to the descending E major pentatonic riff, and then we'd play the E major chord with the sliding thirds. Then we play this F sharp minor 7 again with the descending riff, and then we come up here, and we're going to be playing around this chord here, which is an E major triad in first inversion on the first 3 strings. It's connected to this bar chord shape that everybody learns, and like an open E major shape brought an octave up, all those things. This riff is going to be starting on the G sharp, 13th fret of the third string, to the B on the 12th fret of the second string. Then you're going to do a hammer on and pull off. So the count of it is, I'll do it from before. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So what I did there is that, I'll try to explain it. So I'm sliding into the G sharp, playing the B, striking the B again, and doing a hammer-on pull-off into the C sharp at the 14th fret. Back to the G sharp on the third string, striking that B again on the second string, and then hitting the E on the first string, 12th fret, which I'm barring with my first finger, then hammering on to the F sharp. And from there, I'm holding this note out into the first beat of the next measure, so I'm just going to fall into this line, skipping the F sharp minor 7 that time around, then going into same riff on the E major as before, then hitting that F sharp minor 7 again, then this goes right into, and this riff is the same as before at the beginning. But here, instead of going back up to this B, we're going to go all the way to this F sharp up here on the first string, 14th fret, and bend it a whole step. Timing starts the same way, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And then it goes into the chorus. The chorus section begins with the same riff that we play in the introduction, so I'll begin with that. And this is where it changes. When it slides up to this third up here, third and fifth of the E chord, it's a minor third interval, it does the rhythm a little bit differently. So it goes when I slide up, I'm doing down strum to slide in, and then I'm doing down up. Then on the next down, I'm sliding back, and then going back to the E major triad. And I'm not actually strumming again here. That was wrong. I'm actually sliding. My hand is still moving down, but I'm actually just sliding back and then strumming another down strum on the E. So. After that, it goes into a line that follows the vocal melody a little bit. And it's based on this chord, which is, of course, part of this chord that we were just playing. This by itself is an A major triad in first inversion. This is the A, E, C sharp. But we're going to use this shape to follow the vocal melody line with the chord underneath it. So we're going to play this chord, emphasizing the A on top, and then flattening first finger to bring that note down to G sharp, and then using our fourth finger to play this F sharp here, E, C sharp, B. So that's the descending line, the second half of the riff. So I'll play it from the beginning. Here we go. And then there's a little ending. That's 3 and 4 and. Then you go right back into this. Repeat it like the beginning. And then this time, same type of riff, but we're going to go up here. To end it, instead of here, we're going to end it up here at the first string, 9th fret, 7th fret. And then we're going to do the same type of riff on 3 and 4 and coming into the next part. Okay, from the chorus, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So from the intro, it goes to the chorus, and now we're at the verse. The first verse, the guitar part, starts out kind of in the background, the lead guitar part. And so what I'm doing is I'm just going to start by playing this A major triad, which is the top of a F sharp minor 7 chord, but I don't need to play the F sharp. I like how it sounds just playing that. And so I'm playing that, and then I'm going to strum an E major chord when the chord changes. I'm going to be strumming on those two chords. And then the second time around, I'm going to play a line, the first line from the chorus part, the first ending. So I'm going to be doing this. And then I think of that as the first half of the verse. Second half of the verse, I'm going to come in hot with the riff from the chorus, because the second time through this first verse, he plays that riff, and it's a really cool placement there. So that happens the second time. The second time you play the pattern in the first verse, and then the guitar player plays a chord, and then kind of does a little bit of a hammer on there from the third of the chord, G sharp, into the fourth A, and back down, before playing the ending riff from the chorus, which is here at this A shape, going down the scale, and then up to C sharp and B on the first string, and then does that ending riff, 3 and 4 and, before going back into the chorus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chorus 2 happens right after the verse, and it happens exactly the same as the first chorus. So one, two. This time, 1, 2, same as the first time. After the second chorus, it goes straight to the bridge, which goes into a single note riff on F sharp minor. So it's 1E and a 2E and a 3, 4. 1E and a 2E and a 3, 4. And I'm going to be strumming this just like the way I would do a strumming pattern. I'm just going to be targeting single strings. And if I am digging in, I might be muting the other strings around the string I'm playing, but still scratching all the surrounding strings. I can hit all 6 strings and play one note to get a bigger sound and a more rhythmic sound. I might do that if I was in the heat of the moment, but for now I'm just going to do it single notes. 1, down, up, down. And the response to that is on E right here. This is like one little piece of the 3-2 pentatonic shape that I talked about in a recent video. And the guitar solo from this song is all based on that, but this is one little piece of it, one little octave. 1E and a 2E and a 3. So together, 1E and a 2E and a 3, 4. 1E and a 2E and a 3, 4. It repeats that again. 1. Except this time ends differently. So it starts the second riff the same, but then the guitar slides up into the third that we did earlier. The minor third on the third and fifth of E major. And does that. Down, strum, slide in, down, up, slide back, strum. So that makes the first half of the bridge. So I'll play that whole portion. 4, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. Keeps going, same as the first time. And then this last time, we have a different riff. Okay, the last riff, playing this note B on the 4th string at the 9th fret. Then I'm putting my third finger on F sharp on the 5th string, 9th fret, sliding into the 11th fret, G sharp, and then flattening that finger, doing that 3 times. So this part, I thought I heard the guitar player play it. It's kind of buried in the mix, but I liked this, so that's how I'm playing it. Coming out of the bridge. So I'll play the whole bridge with the metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and a 2 and a 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1 and a 2 and a 3, 4. 1 and a 2. 4. 3, 4. After we finish the bridge, the first time, you do a half chorus, and this half chorus is going to be the same guitar part as the second half of each other chorus. So it just starts the same. This time we do the ending riff from the second half of the other choruses. We're just going to hang there and not play the little leading riff into the next part that usually is played, because this is where we come into the guitar solo. So the guitar solo is 4 bars long, so it's a short solo, and it is based around a couple of things. One is this, what I call 2-3 or 3-2 pentatonic shape. And again, I have a video about that shape and the double stop patterns and soloing patterns you can take from it. I'll link in the description. But this is an easy shape to play. And to solo on, and you can do double stops on it. And in this solo, there's some of everything. So the other place that it focuses around is here, this chord, E major chord, and the notes around above each chord tone there. Kind of like we were playing in the intro with these, with those licks. It's similar to that, so it follows the theme nicely. So it starts. So after we go here at the end of the chorus before, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2. So 3 and 4 and that's sliding into C sharp, 14th fret of the 2nd string, hitting E at the 12th fret of the 1st string, then bending F sharp up to G sharp, 12th fret, whole step bend, and then returning it back to F sharp. Sliding into this first note from B, a whole step below. So it releases 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and and 3 and 4 and 4 E and. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. Beginning of the second measure. There's a hammer-on double stop here, holding the 12th fret here, and then hammering on the second string onto the 14th fret. And then we hit both those notes, hammer on, and then release and hit them again. And then we're going to play all three of these. Actually, probably just play these two together. That's an A here on the 3rd string, 14th fret, and B on the 12th fret of the 2nd string, down to these two notes, which are the same notes that we've been sliding into, out of this chord, G sharp and B, and then we're going to hit the high E on an up strum, and then do that hammer on pull out, hammer on, and then returning back to those two notes. So that may be a lot, but I'll go from that second measure. 1, 1, 2, and 3 E and a 4. 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4. 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4. 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4. So from the beginning, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4. 1 and 2 and 3. Here it's second finger on B on the 2nd string, 12th fret. First finger here on F sharp, hammering into G sharp on the 3rd string. 1 and 2 and 3. After I play this, slide back up, play it twice, then I come down here to B, 9th fret of the 4th string, hammer on into C sharp at the 11th fret, then E on the 3rd string, 9th fret, then I'm going to go back down and do a quick hammer on into C sharp, back to B. And then there's one more phrase to end it out, but I'll go back to the beginning of the second half of the solo. Here where we're hammering on. 3, 4, 1. 2, 3. So, second half. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. So the whole solo. 1. I'm gonna do the metronome. 1, 2. After the solo, we have a verse, and in this verse, the lead guitar part chills out and doesn't really play a whole lot. As I'm going through it, just to show you kind of the chords that I might play if I was kind of playing behind this still and not totally dropping out, I would be playing these three voicings. This A major triad, which is the top part of the F sharp minor 7. I'd be playing that, and I'd be going down to E major And then I'll be going back up to this A major triad or F sharp minor 7, and then moving that same shape up to B major. So that's what I'm doing in the video recording, that playing along with the song. And there's a second guitar part that's behind the lead guitar part that has a bit of an effect on it, that's playing a rhythm the whole time. And I'm playing a rhythm that's similar to what that guitar is playing. So that's what I'm doing in the video, and you can feel free to do that or to drop out to the end where the guitar player comes back in to play this before the beginning of the chorus again. So. So we have another chorus here. It's the same as the other choruses. Okay, one note about that is you might have noticed the sound of when I'm doing that. It sounds a little choked. What I'm doing is just a little bit of a palm mute here. Putting my palm here and muting those strings a little bit right in front of the bridge while I'm playing that descending line to get a little more of a snappy sound out of it. Then I'll open it up for that part. So next we have the bridge. Second bridge is almost the same, just a different ending. So I'm just going to go over the ending and then play the whole thing. So after it does the full pattern, the very last time it goes out with a riff that goes 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, that's 9th fret E on the 3rd string. This is a C sharp on the 4th string, 11th fret down to the 9th fret B on the 4th string. So the whole bridge goes like this. This is the second bridge. 3, 4. Next is the horn solo, where I would just be playing the same chord pattern that I showed you earlier in the verse that followed the guitar solo. So does it twice because the horn solo is 8 bars. Then it goes back into the chorus. And now we're entering the end of the song where it starts to fade out. It keeps going on the chorus part. At some point, the guitarist changes back to the part from the intro, where where he does the descending line. But you can do whatever you want at the end there. I hope that you found this video helpful and that you enjoyed learning this song. And if you made it this far and learned the whole thing, good on you. That's a lot of work, and I think that you'll have a lot of fun playing along with this whole track. So just play along with the song, try to get into the feel of the groove, and match the sounds that the guitar player plays with. So anyway, practicemakesbettermusic.com is my website. Check it out if you want to. Thanks, guys.